How has the video game industry changed over the last 20 years? Well, I can tell you. When I grew up, we didn't have video games until I was at least 4 or 5 years old, which most people don't even remember before then, so it seems trivial, but it was a time where we didn't have any video games. And the first two game systems we got were when me and my brother got a Super Nintendo and an original Nintendo from a friend of ours. And wow, were they fun. I remember so many times just sitting in the room up here, just playing away at whatever game we could get our hands on. And that's really part of what changed. How we used to buy games is we used to go into stores, we used to look at the box art, and then be like, oh, does this look cool? It's not too expensive. And then we'd buy it. And it led to a lot of really crazy experimentation in games because really you can make whatever game you wanted to as long as you had good box art and people would want to buy it. So I think that our new age of gaming where we buy everything online, there's a lot of reviews and there's a lot of really successful games that the really successful games get emulated, not emulated, but that they get copied quite a bit. Like everybody wants to create the next Call of Duty because you see EA trying to get into it with Battlefield. They're trying to one up them because they see that success and they want it. And I think that because of all the reviews and stuff that we had, a lot of games have gotten to be kind of samey. And to tell you the truth, I kind of miss just walking into a game store and browsing around and being like, oh, this game looks awesome. I'm going to buy it. And to a certain extent, because of my age, I still do that. The first 3DS game I actually owned was a Dream Trigger 3D, which most people have never played, but it's a really amazing game. I highly recommend it to anybody who has a 3DS. So, not only has the industry changed in how we buy games, but it's changed in how we play games. People, a lot of times, what's really high up on people's list when they're looking to buy a game is, does it have online multiplayer? Because a lot of people don't want to sit around by themselves and play a campaign on their own. And I've been guilty of that too. It's really, it's time consuming to be able to sit down and play a game, but it really has to have a captivating story to make you want to keep coming back and sitting down. And to be honest, that's changed a lot too, is that we care a lot about online multiplayer. There was no online multiplayer before, at least before the Dreamcast, and that's changed the game dramatically. And I play games online all the time. Like Risk, you can play Risk Factions on your PlayStation, or you can obviously play Call of Duty or other games. And it's led to a lot of like being social and stuff like that. Like even on my PlayStation Vita, there's an application called Near where you can see what other gamers are playing, talk to them, see which ones are in your area, and become friends with them. It's really good. And I really like the way that the industry has changed for that matter. And I like the way it's changed with how we buy games because when we go into, review sites and we look at the reviews for a game, it means that a game really gets proof tested before we go and buy it. And then that means that the games that we do buy are usually a lot better, and the games that aren't good usually go by the wayside. And, Resident Evil 6 being a prime example of that, just them trying to take the direction of the game in a completely different series, in a completely different fashion, and failing miserably. I actually remember Capcom saying that if this Resident Evil 6 was not successful, that they would return to the classic style of Resident Evil via Resident Evil 2 and 4, and they've backtracked on that because of who knows why. I guess because they just wouldn't want to admit that they're wrong. But I like I like the way it used to be for nostalgia's sake. I also like the way it is, but maybe we can bring the two better together. Maybe take a risk every once in a while with how you play a game, what game you buy. Just, maybe put on the single player in Call of Duty. Maybe walk into a game store and just buy a game that you don't know is very good. because you might like it. Because, Dream Trigger, that actually didn't get good reviews at all, but I absolutely love the game. You never know what you're going to like. And if you're anything like me, you'll probably like the stuff that's a little out of the ordinary. Well, anyway, those are my thoughts. So if you guys have any thoughts about how the industry has changed over the last 20 years, or just what you think about how we buy games and what games come out now, just feel free to comment or leave a video reply, and I'll make sure to watch and view all your comments. Thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe. Have a nice day.